Hey, it's Andrew Klavan, and the reason I'm wearing this skin-tight rubber suit in my imagination is because it's time for another sadomasochistic video where I'm forced to watch people on TikTok today. They're going to be answering the question, what is your most radical belief? And the reason I'm watching this is because idiots make me laugh. Before we begin, this video is brought to you by ExpressVPN. Visit expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show to get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show, expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show.
What is your most radical belief? I'll go first. My most radical belief is that some people need to disintegrate into mere particles back into the earth. They need to be composted and grown into a weed, because they've shown that while they are here breathing and living with us, they are a very hateful, spiteful human being that is a danger to other people. They kind of need to go. And whether that decomposition happens naturally or by severe influence, it needs to happen regardless.
Okay, so that was a serial killer.
Hey, Paul!
And she would like people to die who disagree with her, and that's a radical belief. Actually, that's a pretty normal belief. I think we all would like people to die who disagree with us. She just wants to do it in a very specific way. She wants to departicleize them so that they become weeds, and that's because she's insane.
In other news, the Supreme Court has decided to support discrimination against same-sex couples.
See another one.
Conservatives should be classified as a hate group. It's not just the difference in political ideology. Conservatives are a dominant group of dangerous bigots, and they should be viewed as such. They spread lies and propaganda to encourage discrimination towards marginalized communities. They call for the eradication of entire groups of people. They kill us and or justify our murders. And what is the most dangerous is that they largely run this country. Some of them even wear robes.
My first instinct when I was listening to that was to argue with her, like to say, point out, first of all, if we're so dominant, how come we don't have the White House or the Senate? You know, that was my first thought. And I was going to say, well, aren't you being hateful? You know, the usual conservative thing, like you think we're hateful, but we think you're hateful and you hate us. And that's why we hate you. We didn't hate you first. We hated you back. But then when she showed that picture of Michael Knowles, I just thought, yeah, she's right.
Alcohol is one of the most effective tools for perpetuating white supremacy. And if we got rid of alcohol, people would realize how miserable the system really is. Because how can anything change when people can just numb themselves from dealing with reality?
Well, that certainly explains my white supremacy.
What did he say?
I've been like drinking heavily since about, I would guess about 11 o'clock this morning. And I feel supreme, and I am white. So there you go. It's absolutely, another one of these is absolutely true. Possibly I'm just smashed out of my mind. That may be it. I'm not sure yet, but when I wake up, I'll let you know.
There should be no minimum age to vote. Every citizen, every permanent resident for that matter, who wants to vote should be allowed to. Children already work, pay taxes, can be found criminally liable for their actions. They can procreate. They are active contributors to the community, to the family. Sometimes they're the primary caregiver in the family. And every argument that can be made against lowering the voting age can also be applied to somebody who's currently able to vote. A 14-year-old's brain isn't fully developed. Well, neither is a 21-year-old's. Nobody has a greater stake in the future of this country than kids. They deserve to have a say.
Okay, as so many things here. First of all, children actually can't procreate. I'm sorry to say that.
No way.
So they can't do anything that adults can do. They also can't reason, and their brains aren't fully developed. Their brain at 25, your brains are fully developed. So that's a good reason to move the vote up to 25. Also, because you're voting essentially on how much money the government will be allowed to take, you should have some money for the government to take. Because if you don't, you're just receiving money from other people. You're just voting. Why wouldn't you just vote to have the government steal money from people and give it to you? And then you'd be a Democrat, and you don't want that. That would be awful. With profiling, surveillance, and data harvesting, there are lots of things not to like about tech giants, but what can you actually do about it when you rely on so many of their products? We don't all have $44 billion to go buying up Twitter and reform tech companies from the inside, but the good news is You don't need to be a billionaire to take a stand. For less than $7 per month, you can join me and fight back against big tech by using ExpressVPN. How do you think big tech companies like Twitter make all their money anyway? By tracking your searches, video history, and everything you click on, and then selling your personal data. ExpressVPN helps you anonymize much of your online presence by hiding your IP address, a unique identifier that every device has that allows big tech to match your activity to you. The best part is how easy it is to use the ExpressVPN app. You press one button. That's it. One button on your phone or computer that turns it on. It's all it takes to keep people out of your business. So if you don't like big tech tracking you and selling your personal data for profit, it's time to fight back. Visit expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show to get an extra 3 months free on a 1-year package. That's expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show, expressvpn.com/Andrew Klavan Show. So are there any more of these things?
The devil was never the bad guy, and in fact, the Christian God used him as a scapegoat.
Oh, brother!
The devil didn't flood the earth and kill millions of species as well as all of humans except one family. The devil didn't impregnate a 14-year-old child without her consent. The devil didn't take away anything from Job. He didn't kill his family. He didn't kill his livestock. Who did that was God. Anyways, this all goes to say that I would much rather spend eternity with the devil than with the Christian God.
Well, first of all, I want to congratulate this woman. She said she'd rather spend eternity with the devil than with God, and I think she's well on her way to achieving that goal. Also, I think maybe she should read the Bible.
I love to sit and read the Bible.
The only thing I object to there is the question is, what is your most radical belief? The belief that the devil is the good guy and God is the bad guy. It is not a radical belief. It is actually the common belief of most people, and especially, I think this woman does have a good career in government before going to hell, or maybe vice versa.
You can believe whatever you want. It doesn't matter to me, but Christianity was and still is a colonizer tactic. I don't care how ingrained it is with our culture. Christianity will never be my religion, and speaking from experience of a pastor's grandchild, it messes up our men. It holds our women to a high, impossible standard. It gatekeeps their bodies. It's a tool, and it's a really effective tool.
I just have to, the guy is wearing like a velvet purple flowery thing on his head. Okay. I'm just saying, okay. The guy is wearing a velvet purple flowery thing on his head. Just a tip, there's a pro tip. If you look in the mirror and you're wearing a purple velvet flowery thing on your head, kind of like a crown, stop having opinions. Okay.
Just stop.
Every time you see that, you just think, oh, I'm the idiot. And then your life will go much better from that point on. Just a friendly tip. If you want to hear more incredibly stupid opinions, like and subscribe. Also, for smart opinions, subscribe to The Andrew Klavan Show wherever you get your podcasts.